Hi everyone, this is Ingi and I am going to give you guys a tutorial. This is a little bit different from how I normally read, but I thought I'd share with you. I do this sometimes if I want to see how I'm going manifesting something, if I need to change beliefs and programs, or if I'm on track. Okay, so let's do abundance. Everyone wants to manifest more abundance. So there's one way you can see if you're on track manifesting abundance. You're going to use the suit of pentacles, and we're going to divide it into pip and court card, but you're using the whole deck. And basically now we're not going to look at the meaning of the card, we're just looking at ace to 10, what shows up first. Now if you get ace, that means the way you're going about things now, you're not going to manifest a lot of abundance. Now, the higher up you go, the more abundance you're going to create for yourself. So if you get, 6 and higher, so 6 to 10, you will manifest an above average amount of abundance. If you get 5 of Pentacles, then 5 of Pentacles means usually poverty, But when you use this method, it just means average amount. So then you're just going to end up kind of on the average manifesting of abundance. Because now we're not looking at the card meanings, we're just seeing how much abundance you're going to make. But you continue to lay out the cards until the first court card in the suit of pentacles is showing up. And the first court card, it tells you a little bit about how you're going to create the abundance. So for example, Page of Pentacles can mean you're going to learn a brand new skill that will give you abundance. Knight of Pentacles can mean you're going to be very busy working, but most likely have more projects going, maybe even change of career as well. Going from a career, or this often change in routine, in your routine, but often multitasking as well. Queen of Pentacles can mean that you're going to marry well, that you're going to have family abundance, inherit wealth. It can also mean that you are a very good business person, but it's going to be like a home run business. The King of Pentacles mean that you're going to be a leader and reach a lot of people. And whatever industry you're into, you have the Midas touch. You can turn it into a real abundance. So it doesn't matter what industry it is, really. It's you have the mindset to turn it into a really abundant. You can turn it into abundance. Basically, you have the right mindset for it. So let's give an example. Okay. We're only interested in the suit of pentacles. The reason you use the whole deck is because you want to see how quickly they show up. The quicker the pentacles show up, the easier it will also be. So let's say you get 10 of pentacles straight away. That means you're really on track to creating a lot of abundance for yourself. And when the pentacles are way back, that means it could be a little bit of obstacles. Maybe you have a bit of resistance to wealth. You need to change some programs so that you can have a non-resistant. So the first court card is King, but I'm also interested in the pip card. So, and they are hiding, which means I might want to do some belief work. So I got 8. So 8 means above average, and King means mindset. But I had a lot of, they were hiding, so it's not going to be as straightforward. It wasn't like they showed up straight away. So I'm still going to do some beliefs on abundance. So then if you want to, then you can ask the cards. Now you're using the cards in completely regular, like in a complete, and then you're using the cards in a completely traditional way. You're just looking at the meanings now. You say, what belief do I need to change to have more abundance, or to have an easier path to abundance? And then you just pull a card, Judgment. Alright, so Judgment can speak of religious ancestral reasons to why abundance is hard, because judgment is a very spiritual card, and because we have to read it with the context of what we're asking. So there's a lot of sacrifice often, and this is sort of the fifth plane of existence, you know, the angels, the good versus evil, and people that have a lot of difficulties with prosperity, and they get this card, can mean that they basically want to give away all their money. They straight away feel like they have to give it away. So it's hard for them to manifest because they feel unworthy of keeping the money. So if you get the judgment card, it can mean that you actually feel a bit unworthy of keeping the money, and maybe you feel like you will be judged if you have money. I'm just going to go, you have to just read it with the context. Let's say you get two of swords. It can mean that fear of conflict, fear of stepping out, you know, putting your neck out or stepping out of line or being different from the rest stops you. Because it's like you're just trying to fit in, but that's actually stopping then your path to abundance. We get the Magician. The Magician is a very good card to get in abundance, but when it's a block, like when you're asking what is the obstacle, you have to read it more in the negative. That means that you could be vulnerable for a con man, and you have to look a little bit deeper into the characters around you, because you could get taken advantage of. So you read it as in, if this card was an obstacle to your wealth, what would it be? Eight of Swords would be obstacle to wealth. Feel like money is the root of all evil. Maybe you have a program that money is a prison. You know, change those programs. Hanged Man. What would that? If that would be too passive. Letting good opportunities pass you by, not grabbing opportunities. Nine of Wands could mean that maybe you have had maybe you've been had a bad experience dealing with people. Maybe they were wealthy and they were ruthless. So it's like you've been hurt by wealth in some way and wants to hide away somewhere and not be seen. Three of Wands. If this was an obstacle to your wealth, could be, do you think it's possible for you to be a businessman or businesswoman? Do you feel like it's even possible? Do people want your product? This could mean that you don't believe anyone wants your product. This is, you know, the card for enterprise, but when it's a block, it's like maybe you don't think anyone will buy what you have to give, what you're selling. The world, look at your views on the world politics. What do you believe about the world? Do you believe the world is a place where you can be abundant, or do you believe, some people have a belief that the world is such an evil, horrible place that's actually stopped their abundance because they get too resentful. And resentment is a wall that blocks abundance. King of Swords, so that's a block. Could be fear of authorities, fear of, you know, lawyers, fear of bosses, fear of being judged, fear of conflict. Six of Pentacles, if this was a block to your abundance, maybe you feel unworthy again. So a lot of the same theme goes in all the cards. Like both the Judgment card and Six of Pentacles can mean a fear of a lack of worthiness when it comes to money. And these two cards both speak of not grabbing opportunities. These two cards both speak of having been a victim of a con man, or someone took advantage. Temperance could mean that you feel like if you have money, it's going to complicate your life and take away your peace and tranquility. So it's easier to have nothing, because then your life is in some ways less complicated if you have less. And maybe you feel like if you have more, your life will be all equally complicated as well. So look at your beliefs with money and your relationship with money, and also look at what do you resent the most, because your resentment will block your abundance. What makes you angry and frustrated? Clear that. Challenge those beliefs. And just go through the cards the way I did. Now, if you got, let's say you got Ace of Pentacles, like the way you're going about things now, you're not going to create a lot of abundance. Look at your emotional bank account. We have one bank account for our money, but we also have an emotional bank account. That's when we are spending because we feel there's a lack of satisfaction in our lives in some way, and it's often on a deep emotional level. Okay, so find satisfaction in your life and clear out those beliefs. Go through the cards. Just pick one card and ask, what is the belief I need to start with? And just shuffle and cut the deck and pick one card. Start there. Clear out your resentment. Now let some time pass. Ask the creator to give you good ideas that will bring you abundance, and write them down. And when you do this again later, you'll find that the card will have changed because you have changed a belief, so that will change your reality. So you can create abundance for yourself using the wisdom. It's actually your wisdom. I wouldn't say it's a wisdom in the cards. It's you using the cards in a very mature, responsible way, and you are using your own inner wisdom to create opportunities and prosperity for yourself. Prosperity is safety. Prosperity is, it gives you independence. It's freedom. Poverty is vulnerability, Poverty is, that will make you very vulnerable in this world. Vulnerability leads to lots of bad things. So make yourself financially independent and prosperous. That will give you freedom, and you will be a lot less vulnerable in this world. It's not very kind to people who don't have financial security. All right, guys, with that, I wish you all the very best, and let me know how you go manifesting abundance and prosperity. Bye.